Another plant you'll find inside is called woolly lamb's ear, also known as backyard bandage. This weed has been used for centuries on battlefields to stop bleeding. It's been recently discovered that it's high in vitamin K, the vitamin that coagulates the blood. It's the same powdered vitamin that we gave our soldiers in World War II to pour over the wound in case they were shot. I hope you never find yourself looking down at a wound that just won't stop bleeding. But if you do, or if a loved one has diabetes or problems with coagulation or wound healing, make sure you always have this plant on hand. A plant you want to keep close for a strong heart is called kudzu. This invasive weed has one very powerful property. It expands the arteries and vessels, lowering the blood pressure and unlocking blood flow. And in doing so, besides reducing the chances of clotting and strokes in people with myocardial ischemia, it helps treat a lot of medical problems like swollen feet or cold hands. No matter where you live in America, there's a source of water nearby. And when there's water, there are cattails. If you find cattails, you'll have everything you need for survival. Water, food, shelter, and fuel. You probably already know cattails are edible, but few people know what is probably the most important thing about them, the jelly-like substance that grows between its leaves. It is very good for severe skin infections and one of the best cures for nail and foot fungus. On a different note, this gel is the only part of the cattail that is widely considered to be inedible. It's not poisonous, so why? Well, because it has a powerful numbing effect on moist tissues and has been used as a Novocaine substitute in the past. Yes, it's an anesthetic that you can use in many, many situations. When the pioneers were hit with a ravaging toothache, they would just go and get their jar of cattail ooze and rub it around their gums. The pain would subside in minutes. Another thing you'll discover in the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies is the ultimate survival tree that grows on almost every street in the U.S. I call it that because you can use the sap as medicine, its flowers as sleeping pills, its leaves as food, and the inner bark as cordage. You don't need much more than this to stay alive. Plus, you'll also find out about a tree you probably scraped yourself on as a child. According to a recent medical study, the flowers of this tree prevent the spreading of the prostate, breast, colon, and lung tumors, acting as a cytotoxic against cancerous cells. On page 57, you'll find a very special plant that can prevent 5 out of every 6 visits to the doctor. Maybe you heard a physician say that stress is the leading cause of cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. That's because stress doesn't let you sleep well. Deep sleep is the only time your body has to clear away dead cells and repair the damaged ones. If your inner doctor can't repair your cells properly, they'll start to mutate or change their normal behavior. This leads to so many unforeseen and dangerous consequences. You can cheat stress during the day, but at night, when you're all alone with your thoughts in your bed, it's very hard to escape it. But this plant helps you do exactly that. The sap of this plant is mildly narcotic. It is similar in the medical effect to the opium poppy, but it is much milder in its action and does not depress the central nervous system. It aids in treating sleep deprivation, anxiety, and nervous tension. Not only is this completely legal, but it is also a pretty common plant. I advise people to take it at bedtime as a simple infusion. Unlike sleeping pills, this plant is not addictive and doesn't have any known side effect. Usually sleeping pills induce sleep by artificially lowering your heart rate,